This week on the Movies and Stuff show, we're going to talk about The Batman, A Young Pope, Kim K's Robbery, and then we'll review a cult horror film From Beyond before airing our exclusive interview with actress Barbara Crampton. Stay tuned. And welcome once again to the Movies and Stuff show. We are coming to you live from the suburbs of New Jersey and Missouri. My name is Dan, and joining me is the Abe.
That's me, the Abe.
The
Yes. Well, we're jumping right into it, huh? No witty banter. You're just taking
Abe.
us.
That was the witty banter. The Abe. You are the Abe. There is no other Abe. There is no other Abe. It's just you.
There we go.
And there is no other Batman. There is just Batman, the movie film for theaters. Ben Affleck. Affleck? I just did like a commercial. We are not promoted by Affleck. Ben Affleck. It's a hard name to say. Affleck.
Affleck. Oh, I've just been told that somehow OBS didn't pick up the music in our credits, so it was a silent intro.
Well, it was, it was creepier that way, like Amanda said.
Ah, yes. Sorry about that, guys. I guess I'm still learning OBS.
Well, hopefully then at the end of the show, we actually have an interview that people can hear.
If not, we'll kill it and we'll just put that separate.
Let's just put it separate. Yeah.
You haven't seen the picture I selected for Barbara, so maybe it might be better.
Affleck?
All I can hear is Gilbert Gottfried.
Affleck. He named his movie The Batman. You like it? Don't like it?
I actually don't really have a problem with it. Wasn't there a cartoon show called The Batman or something like that? Or Beware the Batman or something like that. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't really...
Batman, the Brave and the Bold?
Batman General Hospital. Batman Days of Our Lives.
I would watch Batman Days of Our Lives.
That's really what we need. The soap opera is dead. Comic books are soap operas. They really should just start making a daytime comic book soap opera.
I think that's a great idea.
That's our $1 million idea right there.
I honestly think that's a wonderful idea. I mean, because that's the route that, it's going down anyway.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, Marvel movies are just so sanitized anyway. You might as well just, spice them up with a little,
That's an interesting idea.
you gotta spice it up a bit. I mean, what was there was one, man, this is going back a while, Passions. There was a soap opera called Passions. It was crazy. It was crazy. I can't really remember it, but I think there was...
There's a lot of supernatural stuff, right? And a witch and something.
Yeah, it was bizarre. That's what Marvel needs.
Well, we're going to get that, right, with Doctor Strange.
Maybe.
Oh.
I've heard something interesting about Doctor Strange, but Marty is saying that all the soap opera superhero shows are on the CW.
Yeah, that's actually probably a good point.
Guess so. So that's probably right. Doctor Strange, I've heard, is going to give them an out to be able to reboot the series.
Really?
Yeah, apparently so.
Isn't that the Flash's job? To do the paradox, the Flashpoint paradox?
But isn't Flash in DC?
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I was off I'm sorry. I'm just reading the chat now. I didn't realize we had a chat. Oh, you're right. The Flash is DC. No, so Doctor Strange is actually going to be able to reboot the universe for them?
Apparently, that's the rumor. Is that they're, after Infinity Wars or whatever, like everyone's going to die. But Doctor Strange is going to be able to like reboot things.
Oh, good.
And that's how they're going to be able to like recast some people.
Oh, good.
Bring in a different Iron Man and something. That's the rumor.
Well, yeah. Doctor Strange can magically, cut costs.
The Batman, though. You saw the. I don't know if we covered this. Did we talk about this? Manganiello is going to play Deathstroke.
I don't think so.
Deathstroke. I'm thinking of Deadpool in my head. Deathstroke. Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
No.
I think people seem to be happy about that. Manganiello seems to be a likable guy.
What else has he been in?
Other than the Magic Mike movies and True Blood.
Yeah.
He was in How I Met Your Mother.
Wow. 0 for what? 4 with this guy. 0 for 4. Ooh.
Amanda says Scarlet Witch can so maybe Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange have a baby, and then their baby is the one that reboots the universe. It's possible, right?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I'm hoping they just start singing anything you can do, I can do better, and they start just repairing the whole universe.
Or maybe the Flash just does show up,
We can have a crossover.
and that's how DC fixes itself.
DC's definitely going to be.
It's broken.
Yeah, well, yeah. They definitely want to be Marvel, apparently.
Eh.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. Are you excited about Affleck writing a Batman movie?
Actually, yeah. I mean, if you told me like what 6-7 years ago, I would have not been a fan at all. But he's been on a good little tear lately. He's actually, I think, worthy of some respect lately.
I think so.
Gone Girl was great. I mean, I know he didn't really have much of anything to do with it, but Gone Girl was great. The Town, Argo. He's been on a roll.
Yeah, it's been. So hopefully he can
Yeah.
bottle that up, and maybe he'll have Matt Damon help him write it.
Oh,
Like Good Will Hunting, right?
I got no retort to that. No. That's all I can say.
Marty is saying that we're bringing Kane and Pence level excitement to this comic movie discussion. I totally forgot that we're going up against
The vice
vice
president.
presidential. I mean, who watches the vice presidential debate?
I mean,
Who watches that?
What do you think the odds are our next president lasts 8 years?
Oh no.
I mean, aren't we by extension about? I mean, aren't these both potentially future presidents right here? I mean, 78. Trump to 78. How old's Hillary right now? Is she 72?
Is she that old, really?
I don't know. Trump's 70. Hillary is scandal. She killed somebody. Let's find out how old Hillary is. Hillary is in office. Boy, they really bury the. What is this? IMDb won't tell me her birthday.
I'd say she's probably like 68.
Okay. Well, do you think she can last 8 years? She's
Yeah,
60. Oh, good call. She is 68.
68.
Nice. Yeah.
I think she can.
You think so? So we're okay. We don't need to watch this vice presidential
Well,
debate.
I mean, I think she can last 8 years. I don't know if she'll be in office for 8 years, if that's the question.
Oh.
Well, I'm just saying, I think whoever this president is maybe lasts 4 years. I can't even put money down that they last 4 years, because I could see either one of these two getting impeached and just out of the office
Out of
for
the
2 or 3
gate.
years.
Yeah, they get served right after the inaugural speech. Oh, God. Derailed that. You see the lengths we go to not talk about comic book movies? Holy
No,
shit.
I know. Well, let's talk about the popes.
The Popes. Baltimore 2, Toronto 1. All right, what about the Popes?
There's a new HBO series called The Young Pope. It stars Jude Law. I saw the trailer for it Sunday night, and I have no idea what the hell is going on with it. What is this? What is this Pope show?
I have no idea.
I made you watch the trailer. Can you decipher what the hell this is about?
I can't.
I thought it was like a Da Vinci Code movie at first. I thought the next Da Vinci Code movie was going to be on HBO. Starring Jude Law was in. Was Jude Law in the? No. That was Ewan McGregor. Was in the last Da Vinci Code.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. I think he played like a pope or something.
Oh, wow. Well, Ewan's doing all right for himself.
Yeah, he's got to do Star Wars again. He's our only hope. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know what's going on with this Young Pope show. You don't know what's going on with this Young Pope show. So let's not talk about the Young Pope show. Let's just talk about HBO. Because
Okay.
I'm okay. So I watched Westworld
Oh,
Sunday night.
is it
Really
good?
enjoyed it.
No.
I thought it was fascinating. I really, really liked it. But is HBO in trouble in 2 years?
Is that when Game of Thrones ends?
Game of Thrones it ends in 2 years because they're going to do like a 7 episode season and then a 6 episode season. So 2 years. They've built their whole kind of business model, this HBO Now, this HBO Go, essentially around Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah. Most
And
pirated show ever.
as good as I feel about Westworld, is there really anything on HBO's slate that makes people want to buy subscriptions to them in the next couple of years? Like to me, they need to start thinking of how they can do like a prequel to Game of Thrones. They got to start working now at this point.
No, they've got to figure something out, don't they? Because I mean, Game of Thrones is a phenomenon that just boggles my mind. I don't know what you do next. I mean, do you just stick with another fantasy show and just try and give people their methadone? Because I mean, I scrolled through and there's
Don't think
nothing.
they could. I mean, what was the other big fantasy? I started reading it. The one with the wheel. Jeez, why can't I think of this? It's actually recommended to me. Now I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm gonna go in my Kindle.
Okay. All right. Well, while you're doing that, the only other show that even remotely piques my interest is that the Deuce. You know, the guy that made The Wire is doing a show about Times Square and porn and drugs in the 70s. That could be interesting. But I mean, The Wire was perpetually a ratings underachiever. And Treme, their other show about New Orleans, no, I just
Yeah,
couldn't.
you didn't like that.
No, I liked my shows to have like a plot or a driving story. It was just kind of like, let's just hang out in New Orleans for a few seasons. It just, no.
I don't have a good feeling of it. And Marty's saying that HBO is trying a lot of comedies for adults that don't look funny. Wheel of Time. Thank you, Amanda. See, I don't know how she accessed my Kindle,
Well,
but yes, Wheel of Time.
nerds.
I think that's. I think they'd have to do something that big, that epic, that kind of. If they're not going to do Game of Thrones and they can't just do anything that's just. They have to go balls to the walls like full on fantasy, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Marty makes my point that I made pre-show about vinyl being a big failure. That was the Martin Scorsese thing that was supposed to be the drugs and the sex and all that stuff that just bombed. But we're saying that because the guy that made The Wire is involved.
Hopefully he's yeah. I mean he's.
Because I mean, Scorsese wasn't involved in vinyl.
No, he wasn't. He
He put a rubber stamp on it. Yeah,
Right, yeah.
Scorsese, go ahead.
Yeah. Marty thinks that John Carpenter is going to have anything to do with Halloween.
Well, he will. He'll approve it, and then 10 years from now, he'll crap on it.
He will stab you in the back. Yes.
I mean, that's what he does.
Yeah.
I can say this because John Carpenter said he wouldn't do our show, so there's no chance of him being on our show. So
Do we really want him on our show? He just seems like a mean old person. Get off my lawn, kids.
I like mean old people.
Okay.
I think me and you are going to be great mean old people if we live long enough.
I think I'm already there. So,
Depending on who the next president is. See if we make it 4 years.
yes.
See if the country makes it 4 years. There's the bet right there, Abe. There's the bet. Can this country make it?
Oh, Lord.
Or-
Well, we've survived worse. See, yeah, Kim piped in Dune. Yeah. Dune. That right there. That's the show they need to make. Dune. That would be balls out crazy.
You gotta do Dune. They have to do the Watchmen.
Oh, yeah, that was that rumor.
Yep.
I haven't heard anything about that. Everybody's probably trying to distance themselves from Snyder.
Snyder. Yeah.
He doesn't read the right books.
I do. Why not? Do an Atlas Shrugged series.
Fuck, why not?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the Foundation is.
I don't. Yeah. What's that one? I mean, educate us.
Jonathan Nolan was going to adapt Isaac Asimov's Foundation into a TV series.
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe. I mean, Jonathan Nolan's working on Westworld now, so I think he's got his hands full. Because he's the full-on showrunner of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Marty, I mean, True Detective falling apart was also a blow. But, I mean, I think that was more of a blow because just a Pizzolatto in general. He's doing the... we talked about this a month or so ago. He's going to do on HBO with Robert Downey Jr.,
Oh, yes.
Perry Mason.
Yes.
Like, seriously, we're supposed to be excited about that.
A Perry Mason show? Well, yeah.
It's no Matlock.
Few things are.
If we have to work on this. I need to be able to draw on the screen. Can we get a teleprompter or something that I can draw on?
You see where your webcam is, just
like Madden style.
Just
Perry Mason on one side, and then Matlock on the other. Matlock greater than Perry Mason.
That's a bold statement. Yeah, Ironside could kick their asses.
If we throw in Angela Lansbury for Murder, She Wrote, it complicates the equation. And then if we put Encyclopedia Brown into the mix,
I don't even know.
Jeez.
That sounds like a debate topic someday. The greatest fictional investigator that's not Sherlock Holmes.
I heard Sherlock's ending soon. Cumberbatch was saying that's going to end soon.
They're only going to do what? A few more episodes? So that's like 10 years?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Martin Freeman's still in that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I watched? I told you this. For the first time, I watched Hitchhiker's Guide.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The American version.
Yeah. And Martin Freeman was he looks so young in that.
He was so full of life.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was anything sensational. My wife really loved the book.
The book is pure magic.
And yeah.
Kim, he did Miami. Okay, Kim said, it'd be cool, Michael Mann doing an HBO Miami Vice. He made a fucking movie, and we saw how well that went. That Miami Vice movie was...
Yeah, but Colin Farrell was so coked out at the time. They need a Colin Farrell who's... Oh, well, he did True Detective, so never mind. Does Colin Farrell be saved? Can he be saved?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Can Kim Kardashian's jewelry be saved?
I don't know. That's a good question. This is the question on America's mind today.
$10 million in... Okay. There's two ways that we're going to go with this conversation. There's two. I'm going to start off. By saying there's been speculation. See, there's two speculations. The first speculation is that because she is so active on Instagram and Twitter, there's this picture of her wearing this giant diamond ring on Instagram, and she's kind of tweeting where she's going to be at in Paris. That it basically just said to criminals, well, she's going to be there wearing like this $8 million like ring. Mm-hmm. Let's go rob her. Makes perfect sense. And just, from a cybersecurity aspect of things, just stupid. The amount of social media geotagging, whatever, like showing locations and people saying where they're at, it's dangerous.
Yes.
So there's that aspect of it. The other aspect of it, did this really happen?
Yeah, I've seen that too. I don't know. I was in the camp that this either was, a ploy for insurance money, like everybody was saying, because Kanye was, supposedly broke last year, or it was just a little bit of a publicity stunt, just to get their names in the papers again, because those two will do anything to keep in the spotlight. But then I read a little snippet somewhere, and I assume it's true, but I didn't verify that they just fired one of their head bodyguards too, or just let him go. Yeah, so man, I don't necessarily doubt the validity of it anymore. like I did before.
Yeah, I mean, what a coincidence. You fire your bodyguard and then you get robbed. I mean, that's
Right.
just, you should have just kept him. I mean, he was apparently doing really well,
He wasn't stealing from you.
you know,
Yeah. I mean,
until you fired him and then he stole
and he
from
stole
you.
from you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, he was doing top-notch
Not,
security.
yeah, I mean, you're just paying people. It's like not to steal from you at this point.
Isn't that? I mean, don't a lot of employers really face that that crisis? I mean, you take care of your employees, or they will steal from you. So you're literally paying people to not steal from you. So I don't know.
I would lean towards the fact that it was a real robbery. Right.
Yeah.
Robert Maylay saying that they fired Steven Seagal. Bad move. Have you seen Steven Seagal? First off, he's crazy.
Is he?
Yeah, he's unstable.
I find it hard to believe that an actor's unstable.
He's not in his right state of mind. But he's been doing a lot of like video on demand movies, all the same stuff.
Good for him.
Pretty amazing. Kevin Costner would have lifted Kim K up, right?
Yeah, I see that. Oh, yeah.
And then Kanye would have done a remix of "I Will Always Love You," and it would have been pure genius.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, the media tour these two are going to embark on soon about this. It's going to be impressive.
Oh yeah.
The interviews are going to, how she feared for her life, how she's recovering, things like that.
How she talked to Ryan Lochte about having a gun pointed in his face to kind of overcome the stress.
Hey, look, man, I wasn't going to bring that up, but yeah. I mean, I got nothing on that. Yeah.
Nothing. All right. Good stuff.
Are we done with this?
Good stuff. Yeah, moving on.
Moving on. Dun, dun, dun.
From Beyond is the story of a group of scientists who develop a resonator, which is a machine that allows people to see beyond normal reality. It essentially opens their third eye, and things don't go so well. It's to me, this is a true horror film. I think it's got really good suspense. It's like any good horror film. I think the true catalyst or the true villain of it is curiosity, right? I think every good horror film, even if it has like a slasher element to it, it's curiosity that is the ultimate villain in most good horror films.
Mm-hmm.
That said, it has a good villain in it as well. It's got some nice gore, which I think horror films, most horror films from the 80s either went a little too far in one direction or not far enough. I think it was a good balance there. It's not overloaded with it, and it's 30 years old. It's celebrating its 30th anniversary.
Holy cow.
30 years of From Beyond.
Wow.
It's, of course, from Stuart Gordon, man who brought us many, many great horror films. And good films in general. I'm a huge Stuart Gordon fan.
Oh, I know you are. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had a chance to talk to him and talked about Reanimator with him. Wish I could have seen Reanimator the musical because it looked like a lot of fun.
That's right.
I remember seeing all of the Stuart Gordon films when I was younger. I shouldn't have. It's true.
Warped your mind.
Yeah, and but I enjoyed this when I saw it at a ripe young age. I enjoyed it again when I've rewatched it. What about you? What do you think of this movie?
I'm a big fan of it. I was not a big fan of it when I saw it way back in the day.
Really?
No, I was introduced to Gordon from with Reanimator, and I kind of wanted more of the same. And this was not that. Most assuredly, this was not that. This plays it a lot more straight. I don't really recall any laughs in this one at all.
Right.
And I think you pointed it out to me how the big change between the Reanimator and this is how Combs and Crampton are.
Flipped.
Yeah.
Totally opposite characters.
Yeah.
And I could see what you're saying is because you're probably taken out of the film in a way because you're expecting Herbert West.
Yeah.
You're expecting
really
Combs
are.
to
Yeah.
be West, and you're expecting Crampton. And again, like in Reanimator, she wasn't like the damsel in distress, but in From Beyond, she is essentially the Herbert West. She's the one that's instigating this shit.
Oh, she absolutely is. She walks this really strange line here between hero and mad scientist. She's part of the solution, but she's sure as shit also a part of the problem.
She is absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, in the same sense that West is the same. He's a main part of the problem in Reanimator.
Yeah, well, yeah. I gave him life.
But it's all about science, and these Stuart Gordon films, horror science fiction. They're horror science fiction, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And they're mostly based off of H.P. Lovecraft. This is actually based off of a 7-page H.P. Lovecraft story.
Mm-hmm. It was really short.
Yeah, and Stuart kind of mined it and turned it into his own thing.
Yeah, he did.
In a way, like Stuart and Lovecraft are kind of synonymous nowadays, right? Like there would be not one without the other.
Right. Well, because nobody else really delves into it, really. Not like he did.
No.
No one else even touches it.
I think Lovecraft is a household name because of Stuart Gordon. I think Stuart Gordon's a household name because of Lovecraft. It's really a great symbiotic relationship between the two.
Mm.
And when Gordon really stopped doing the Lovecraft stuff and started doing almost more psychological stuff, King of the Ants, and some of the more ripped from the headlines type movies, I think a lot of people stopped paying attention to them, but they're great films. I think he's the type of guy, and plus he was involved with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes.
So,
which you still say is a horror movie.
Oh, absolutely, it's a horror film. Yeah. I mean, it's a kid. It's a kid's film, but it's the same. It's a science horror film. It's got a lot of the elements of like the 50s horror in it. Mm-hmm. It really, I think it was great. A great idea having Gordon involved in Brian Nunza. I think was the other one that was involved in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I think it was great. It added a whole different dynamic to. That's when kids' movies had the flexibility to be a little bit edgier, right? I feel like kids' movies in the 80s had that ability to be a little bit more edgier as opposed to now.
Oh, absolutely.
Kids' movies are just
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're scrubbed completely. We did the worst remakes list. Somebody threw Bad News Bears on there.
Yeah.
There's never been more of a distinction between how they scrub movies than to now. Yeah.
Yeah, like G movies or even PG would easily be rated PG-13 nowadays. You take it
worse.
Or worse. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Back on topic from Beyond.
Shit. Yes.
We're talking about From Beyond.
Yes. Good.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you
I
don't.
was going to say, I mean, the laboratory. I mean, this was a perfect kind of blend between what we would think of maybe a universal evil mad scientist laboratory and all that cool, hip 80s computer look about them and terminals. I love that stuff. I absolutely just love the look of that house that they're in, and especially the lab.
Granted, I bet you our cell phones have more technology than that whole laboratory combined.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think we can build a resonator with our phones.
Yes. I mean, I've always been fascinated by the idea of not necessarily a resonator, but sound. I mean, string theory. Filaments vibrate at a certain frequency, and that dictates our entire universe, our entire dimension. So I mean, that really does fascinate me. That if you could alter the frequency of things, what would happen? Have really interesting questions.
I think overall, plot-wise, great, great solid plot. I love how they bring forth this creature and some great, great special effects. Well, some it holds up today. I think special effects, the creature work, it looks really great.
The special effects were good. Was the budget? Was it a lot more for From Beyond than Reanimator?
It was significantly higher.
Oh, okay.
Because Reanimator did so well. It made so much money. It was a Charles Band production. Like Charles Band you know,
He knows how to squeeze a dime or two.
yeah, and just made so much money. Knew what he was doing. Kim is saying, after seeing that lab, I just want my house to be lit by red lights.
All right.
Would that work in Finland? Like, if you just had a bunch of red lights in Finland, I don't know.
He lives out in the country. He's okay.
Okay, all right. I thought they might,
No.
suspect him of, I don't know.
Say it. No, you went
No,
down
no.
this road. Say it, yeah.
Of hiding trolls in his house. Is it the Finnish? Is it the Finnish that? Nah, I might be mixing up my Nordic countries. Let's just go with it.
We're American. We don't know anything.
Well, I don't know anything about Europe.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
How's that vice presidential debate going, you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably better than our European knowledge. What were you talking about?
I was just saying overall, this film works on so many different levels. The music in the opening scene, there's so much tension to it, and throughout, it just builds and builds and builds, and love the performances.
Yeah, I did too. Who is it? It's Ken Foray.
Yeah, yep, that's Bubba.
Fantastic.
Ken Foray. And he's made himself a nice little career in horror as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, best line of the movie, right? I told you to get dressed.
Yeah. Yep.
How amazing did Crampton look in this film, though?
Oh, unbelievable.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have a great anecdote in the interview later talking about her S&M gear that she said she wore in this and how she sold it at a garage sale.
That's just heartbreaking.
She regrets it. She'd probably make a lot more money now.
Yeah, she would have.
Holding on to that.
Was that you think that was in Lovecraft's 7-page short that Dr. Petraeus had just like a little dungeon down the hall?
I think so.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I think so. Petraeus is named after Frankenstein's former teacher.
Oh, really?
Yes, seduces Dr. Frankenstein into the dark side.
I had no idea.
It's a little bit of knowledge for you right there.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. What's funny is, I guess, 2 weeks we're going to air our interview with Jeffrey Combs.
Aha.
And Jeffrey Combs was also in this, and we talked to him a bit about From Beyond. And a little spoiler alert, he didn't like this role. He just felt it was such a step back from what he was doing with West.
A sniveling little worm of a man.
Just didn't with a dog's dick hanging out of his head. Yeah. Throughout half the film. Seriously, he had to walk around with a red rocket plastered to his head for half the film. I wouldn't be happy about that.
No, he's a comedic actor. Really, you've got to give him something to play with, and just this character. Just there was nowhere to take it for him. I could see. I mean, he really is just this mousy little wuss through this whole movie. And he's working in his lab and listening to Petraeus beat women in the dungeon, and just a sniveling little coward.
Yeah,
he didn't play to his talents.
No, it did not, and it lost. I mean, and that was not to say it's a criticism, but that's the one. Drawback of having him in this film where you could have used a different actor.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think it would have worked because he brought so much humor to Reanimator. I put Reanimator on a similar level as Evil Dead 2 in regards to how it handles humor and horror together, and how the leads, how Bruce Campbell and how Jeffrey Combs handle a lot of the dark humor around the creepiness, and I think you just lost so much of that in Combs. And we did an episode last year, hashtag Synergy, The Frighteners.
Oh, yes.
And how much I loved Jeffrey Combs in The Frighteners.
Such a crazy performance in that one.
It might be my favorite of his.
Whoa.
It might be.
Over Herbert West?
I think him in The Frighteners might be my favorite of Jeffrey Combs.
Someday you'll watch Deep Space Nine and you will change your mind. But until
I
then,
did watch Deep Space Nine. No,
oh man,
yeah, I did. No, Combs is good. I think we bring that up with him, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
We. Combs didn't want to talk to me.
Oh, well, neither did Crampton, right?
Yeah, no.
Didn't we have a technical issue where you couldn't connect?
That was before. That was back when Skype would,
Just kick us off.
Yeah.
That's when you had to talk to Abel Ferrara all by yourself.
You get Barbara Crampton, I get Abel Ferrara. What a fucking world we live in.
I love too. The other day I was like, we should put our Abel Ferrara interview up on YouTube, and you're like,
I don't care.
No big loss.
Yeah. Sorry, Abel. I don't care.
I don't know, man. I think From Beyond is one of my favorite overall horror films, though. I do think that it's got enough tension throughout that it keeps you on the edge of your seat, and you don't know which direction it's ultimately going to go.
No, that's true. That's really true. Man, it just when they get back to the hospital, you have no idea where it's going at that point. That's for damn sure. Who was the nurse? The nurse was somebody, right?
Yes. Oh my God, it's Stuart Gordon's wife.
Oh, that's okay. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and he always kills her, I think.
Little insight there.
I think that's what kept his marriage so happy for all those years. He got to kill his wife in every single movie, apparently.
Oh, would that keep you happy in your marriage, Daniel?
No.
Oh, okay. Just
No, Abraham.
Just asking.
Abraham.
Right.
I'm saying your whole name now.
Oh.
And pre-show. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I can see it. People have no idea what the hell we're talking about.
I don't either, actually, right now.
Your full name and how...
Oh, yes.
The origins of your name.
Yes. Kim gets it. Brunt, FCA. Yes.
Do you think there's any horror films out there today that comes close to this? Like, is there anything that's being made today that comes close to this or to Reanimator?
No, I don't.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, every like, especially Reanimator, if we want to zero in on that for just a minute.
Yeah.
Reanimator, the horror comedy aspect, it's all this postmodern comedy where it's wink, wink, nod, nod, nod. We all know we're in a horror movie. It's harder to make a movie like Reanimator or Evil Dead 2, like you said, and actually exist really in the scene and really in the moment, really in the movie. Mm-hmm. This is really happening. All these other movies are a byproduct of Scream. Which really irreparably damaged horror films. We're still not out of it yet.
That essentially insulted and assaulted what we know as horror.
Yes.
And was presented to us as an homage, as this dedication to this love of horror, but it really wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Someday I'll have to go on a Wes Craven rant, but
you did when he died.
Yeah, I did. I know.
You did. It was not a good eulogy for Wes Craven when we were talking about him.
No. I got to play cards close to my vest because we're going to talk about him on Thursday. So.
Oh, Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Anything else about From Beyond?
It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I rewatched it. It does make me miss, those 80s horror movies with their brutality and their just ridiculous, sex appeal for no for no real reason. Just throw it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it worked.
It does work.
It did. It makes me sad. The state of movies nowadays.
Yeah, we're getting old.
We are getting old.
Kids love Suicide Squad. We're just old now.
Kids should watch RoboCop.
They should
Get some Verhoeven in their lives.
Yeah.
He's got a new movie coming out.
Does he?
Yeah. It's supposed to be really good. I know someone who saw it.
Oh.
It's really good. Yeah.
Was it Marty?
Was not Marty. Marty would review it if he saw it. We sent Marty to go see Flock of Dudes.
Yeah, Marty will go see anything.
Verhoeven.
Marty is really Mikey from the Life cereal. Or no. I guess it's the opposite. Mikey doesn't like anything, but Mikey liked it. We need to find a character that liked everything.
Marty doesn't like everything.
Doesn't he?
No, he hated Flock of Dudes.
Well, even then, his level of hate is still kind of nice.
It's not like Stefan type hate.
Few people can ever get to that level and anything.
No.
That's just his baseline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what Stefan does like? From Beyond.
He does.
One of his favorite horror films. So
yes. If it's good enough for an Austrian, it's good enough for the rest of you.
Kim is saying that he lives in the illusion that kids just hate watched Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he's living an illusion. I'm telling you, every joke landed with the young people in that audience. Every joke landed.
I told you, when I left, I saw high school. It was like, oh, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm. The women really, I'm not even going to call them women, the young girls in the crowd at the theater connected with Quinn a lot. There's something there, 50 Shades of Grey, Harley Quinn. There's something going on out there.
Rihanna, yeah.
Oh, no. All right.
Is that it? Is that the end of our show?
I think so. Yeah, we're under the gun now.
All right. Stay tuned for our exclusive interview with Barbara Crampton, hopefully, if the sound works.
Yes, I'll be monitoring the chat. Why don't you guys tell me if the sound works?
Make sure to like this video, comment below, subscribe to us. You can also follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Movie Stuff Show. See Marty tweet. If you listen to us on iTunes or SoundCloud, please like and follow us there. Check us out this Thursday with a brand new Master Debaters show. Abe, what's going on Master Debaters this Thursday?
Oh, yes. Thursday, it's going to be Sean from Long Island making his return, Stefan, and we're going to have a special guest, a horror blogger named Michelle, coming on.
Okay.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
And so we're going to continue our horror themes for this whole month between our show and Master Debaters. Just going to be a month of horror. We're going to be back next Tuesday. We're going to discuss our top 10 best horror sequels.
Oh.
So I think that'll be a fun one. I think that'll be interesting. And I did not get my picks into you yet. So
No, you didn't. So who knows?
So you can start claiming them.
Watch out. Exorcist 3. Here I come.
That's a good one. I like that one.
I love that one, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one. Kim says, kids are morons.
That's a good note.
I agree.
All right.
Later, everyone. Bye.